good now. All sources of information available to me indicate success. I mean, limited success, of course.
His breast is love's all worshipped tomb, where all love's pilgrims come. Bring me an axe and spade, bring me a winding sheet. When I made my grave I have let the winds and tempests beat. Then down I'll die as cold as clay. True love don't pass away.
a song by William Blake sometime back. Let's listen to that one again. More of the words this time. Let's see if we've got the right sound here.
My silks and fine array, my smiles and languished air, by love are driven away, and mournful in despair brings me you to deck my grave. Such end true lovers have. His face is fair as heaven, when the springing buds unfold. Oh, why to him was it given, whose heart is wintry cold? His breast is love's all-worshipped tomb, where all love's pilgrims go. Bring me an axe and a spade, bring me a winding sheet. When I my grave have made, let winds and tempests beat. Then down I'll lie, as cold as clay. True love doth pass away.
I would say our dear loved one, William Blake, our dear friend and most important ally in this world. I think he's less ironic than most. When he says, I mean in general, I think he's, when I say less ironic than most, I probably mean one of the least likely to be using irony. A person for whom his irony is not something that he's kind of putting forth necessarily. It's in there. But true love doth pass away. At the end, the last line of the poem like that. I think it's ironic. I think there's irony there. Like, I think it's melodramatic, right? It's certainly melodramatic. True love doth pass away is that it's melodrama. That's what melodrama is. For example, the previous one, how sweet I roamed from field to field. I don't think has that irony. The previous one, it's on my couple of my old albums, but it's about being trapped by the lover. The lover has the bird in a cage, whereas in this one, I don't know that there is an overriding metaphor here. I mean, it's the true lovers are the topic, so then you wonder, perhaps it's not melodrama, but, or I mean, perhaps it's not irony, it's melodrama, but only if it's not metaphorical. Perhaps. I'm still talking about My Silks and Fine Array by William Blake. And now I'm going to take a look at a different author. This is Ursula K. Le Guin, and her story is called The Ones Who Walk Away from Omelas. It's one of her most well-known pieces. I haven't read it though, and so I thought I'd at least get a start on it. I have some time, so. Let's see what happens.
clamor of bells that set the swallows soaring. The festival of summer came to the city omelas, bright towered by the sea. The rigging of the boats in harbor sparkled with flags. In the streets between houses with red roofs and painted walls, between old moss-grown gardens under avenues of trees, past great parks and public buildings, processions moved. Some were decorous, old people in long stiff robes of mauve and grey, grave master workmen, quiet, merry women carrying their babies and chatting as they walked. In other streets the music beat faster, a shimmering of gong and tambourine, and the people went dancing. The procession was a dance. Children dodged in and out, their high calls rising like the swallows crossing flights over the music and the singing. All the processions wound towards the north side of the city, where on the great water meadow called the green fields, boys and girls naked in the bright air, with mud-stained feet and ankles and long live arms, exercised their restive horses before the race. The horses wore no gear at all, but a halter without bit. Their manes were braided with streamers of silver, gold, and green. They flared their nostrils and pranced and boasted to one another. They were vastly excited. The horse being the only animal who has adopted our ceremonies as his own. Far off to the north and west, the mountains stood up, half encircling omelas on her bay. The air of morning was so clear that the snow still crowning the 18 peaks burned with white gold fire across the miles of sunlit air. Under the dark blue of the sky. There was just enough wind to make the banners that marked the race course snap and flutter now and then. In the silence of the broad green meadows, one could hear the music winding through the city streets, farther and nearer and ever approaching. A cheerful faint sweetness of the air that from time to time trembled and gathered together and broke out into the great joyous clanging of the bells. How is one to tell about joy? How describe the citizens of Omelas? They were not simple folk, you see, though they were happy. But we do not say the words of cheer much anymore. All smiles have become archaic. Given a description such as this, one tends to make certain assumptions. Given a description such as this, one tends to look next for the king. Mounted on a splendid stallion and surrounded by his noble knights, or perhaps in a golden litter borne by a great muscled slave. There was no king. They did not use swords or keep slaves. They were not barbarians. I do not know the rules and laws of their society, but I suspect that they were singularly few. As they did without monarchy and slavery, so they also got on without the stock exchange, the advertisement, the secret police, Yet I repeat that these were not simple folk, not dulcet shepherds, noble savages, bland utopians. They were not less complex than us. The trouble is that we have a bad habit, encouraged by pedants and sophisticates, of considering happiness as something rather stupid. Only pain is intellectual. Only evil interesting. This is the treason of the artist, a refusal to admit the banality of evil and the terrible boredom of pain. If you can't lick 'em, join 'em. If it hurts, repeat it. But to praise despair is to condemn delight. To embrace violence is to lose hold of everything else. We have almost lost hold. We can no longer describe a happy man or make any celebration of joy. How can I tell you about the people of Omelas? They were not naive and happy children, though their children were in fact happy. They were mature, intelligent, passionate adults whose lives were not wretched. Oh, miracle! But I wish I could describe it better. I wish I could convince you. Omelas sounds, in my words, like a city in a fairy tale, long ago and far away. Once upon a time, perhaps. Perhaps it would be best if you imagined it as your own fancy bids, assuming it will rise to the occasion, for certainly I cannot suit you all. instance, how about technology? I think that there would be no cars or helicopters in above the streets. This follows from the fact that the people of omelas are happy people.
How's it going crazy like that?
For instance, how about technology? I think that there would be no cars or helicopters in and above the streets. This follows from the fact that the people of omelas are happy people. Happiness is based on a just discrimination of what is necessary, what is neither necessary nor destructive, and what is destructive. In the middle category, however, that of the unnecessary but undestructive. That of the unnecessary but undestructive. That of comfort, luxury, exuberance. They could perfectly well have central heating, subway trains, washing machines, and all kinds of marvelous devices not yet invented here. Floating light sources, fuel, less power, a cure for the common cold. Or they could have none of that. It doesn't matter. As you like it. I incline to think that people from towns and up and down the coast have been coming in to omelas during the last days before the festival on very fast little trains and double-decked trams. And that the train station of omelas is actually the handsomest building in town, though plainer than the magnificent farmer's market. But even granted trains, I fear that omelas so far strike some of you as goody-goody. Smiles, bells, parades, horses play. If so, please add an orgy. If an orgy would help, don't hesitate. Let us not, however, have temples from which issue beautiful nude priests and priestesses already half in ecstasy and ready to copulate with any man or woman, lover or stranger, who desires union with the deep godhead of the blood, although that was my first idea. really it would be better not to have temples in omelas. At least not manned temples. Religion yes, clergy no. Surely the beautiful nudes can just wander about offering themselves like divine soufflés to the hunger of the needy and the rapture of the flesh. Let them join the processions, let tambourines be struck above the copulations, and the glory of desire be proclaimed upon the gongs, and, a not unimportant point, let the offspring of these delightful rituals be beloved and looked after by all. I know is there is none of an omelas' guilt. But what else should there be? At first I thought there were no drugs, but that is puritanical. For those who like it, the faint insistent sweetness of druze may perfume the ways of the city. Druze which first brings a great lightness and brilliance to the minds and lips. And then after some hours, a dreamy languor and wonderful visions at last of the very arcana and inmost secrets of the universe, as well as exciting the pleasure of sex beyond all belief. And it is not habit forming. For modest taste, I think there ought to be beer. What else belongs in the joyous city? The sense of victory, surely. The celebration of the celebration of courage. Actually, that's gonna be it. That's gonna be it. Well, that's Ursula K. Le Guin's omelas. What an interesting voice, right? Where she's she just said one of them. Let us do without soldiers, right? As we did without clergy, let us do without soldiers. So she's kind of asking us to write the story. This is not the story, right? So far, she's just telling us how to write the story ourselves, and saying that she thinks her concept of what the best ideas for this place would be are self-evident, and I largely seems like she's doing pretty well at this. She really doesn't think many of them need to take the druze, so that's nice. Okay, well, thanks so much for listening. If this ever exists anywhere, I'm not sure. I'm sort of still working out a few things. So I'll be interested at least, and if you're interested as well, then that's really swell, and I'm happy about that. And let's keep going.